Welcome back everyone. I know it's been a while, I've been busy with festivities and things. We're back today and I wanted to bring you guys a tutorial which would help you out with your editing when it comes to color grading. So I know a lot of Premiere users have now figured out that Premiere Pro is not the best software for color grading. So you try and experiment with DaVinci, you get good at it, but then you realize, how am I supposed to be editing Premiere Pro clips while I'm editing on Premiere Pro and color grading them on DaVinci without having that quality loss that comes with exporting footage? Or do I have to color grade the footage beforehand? You don't have to do any of that nonsense. So I wanted to keep this tutorial quick and easy for you because otherwise it just gets too tedious. And if you are unsure about any of the passages that I will go through now, then I'll have them all listed down below in the shortest way possible so that you can go over them without any confusion. As you can see, I have my timeline open. So this timeline is of a video of the last video I did, which should be uploaded on my channel. A short production, and this is how you'd want it. So you want to be at this point before you even start looking at this video, because we're going to start exporting from here to then go on DaVinci. What you want to have is all the clips cut to roughly the length that you want to have them on the final piece, so that you do not waste space, you do not waste time. To make sure that this works, none of your clips should have overlays, effects, anything that wasn't on the clips or the audio files originally. So all the overlays, all the effects that you had, any kind of change, because it would disrupt the exporting process, and then you won't be able to carry on with the whole color grading thing. As you can see, all these little effects buttons are gray, and it's because I haven't added any effects. These are clean clips. So what you want to do after that is go to File, go down to Export, and then you have to go down to Final Cut Pro XML. Now, I know what you're asking yourself, Final Cut Pro XML, I thought Final Cut was only for Macs, but you don't need a Mac or you don't need Final Cut for this to work. You just need to remember the XML. So the XML is basically a machine and a human readable encoded version of your whole timeline, so that you can actually export it from Premiere and import it as a timeline on DaVinci without any quality loss. So you click Final Cut Pro XML and then it will simplify the project and bring you over to this tab where you just save it to whatever name you want. I've already saved it multiple times. For the sake of it, I just opened this, but I've already done the whole process. So just save it on the folder that you had for this project. Then click save. I'm going to press cancel because I've done that already. And you want to open up DaVinci. These are all the clips from the past thing. I've done it already. When you're in DaVinci, then you want to go over to File. Remember that when you go to File, there's all these import options that you see here on the file thing. You want to make sure that you go to Import Timeline. On Import Timeline, choose the first option, which is Import AAF, EDL, XML. You just need to look at the XML one because that's what you're doing. So you open that up and then it will bring up the folders. When the folder is brought up, then you're free to choose whatever file you have exported from Premiere Pro, the XML file. You click on it, press open. I'm not going to do that because I already have it on here. But once you press open, it will take you to the edit page. And it will import exactly as it is on mine. It will import the whole timeline without any lags, without any problems, as it is exactly on Premiere. Okay, and also on Premiere, when you are making that sequence to be exported, make sure that it's in the original file size, or it will create problems when you then go over to DaVinci. So if you shot the video in 4K, then make sure that the sequence settings are for a 4K video clip. Once you have it on here, then you should already know what to do. You go over to Color. Color is the page which allows you to color grade all your images. You see, as you can see, all my clips are already color graded black and white because that was the aim for my video, for it to be black and white. So you go through all this process and color grade your clips. Now I'm not gonna go over the color grading part because otherwise it will absolutely take forever. If you want me to do a dedicated color grading video, then I have no problem doing that. As you can see, it's quick and easy, and you've already gotten to this point where you're in DaVinci, you have all your clips laid out, as you can see at the bottom here. As you see the little numbers on top of the clips are all rainbow colored, but that's because I've already applied changes. If you go on here, you can see the original clip. And then once you have gone through all the color grading for your clips, you go over to deliver. Now, when you go over to deliver, you have all these options at the top, okay? You don't want to export it as custom, YouTube, Vimeo, H.264. You want to export it again as an XML, so that it keeps all the information that you have changed on DaVinci. So on a Premiere XML, keeps all the information, and it's the same concept with when you were exporting it from Premiere Pro. So these are the options that you're going to get brought up with. So location, source name, you go to browse, you look for the folder. Oh, my battery's low on the monitor. You look for the folder that you have all your projects on. Look, I'm going to bring you on my one. As you can see, I made a folder for the DaVinci files. All the DaVinci files go on there. It's important to be organized when it comes to this. So you choose the folder, you do select folder, it will select it. Well, let me select another one because otherwise it's not going to export for me. Look at all these settings, make sure that they are roughly like this so that you can export it at the best quality. When you've checked all of these, then you can go on and add to render queue with this button here, and it will pop up on the right hand side. Now this is the previous one. Job 1 is the previous one, so don't worry about that. That's the one I exported originally from my project, so don't you worry about that. Job 2 is the one we're looking at. So there's 21 clips, you've chosen the location, this is the name of the file, and then you can start to render. Okay, yeah, and then just sit back and wait for the export to happen. It will play through all your clips. So let's skip over to Premiere. I opened this folder, which is the folder that I originally saved them on, just to show you how they're going to be like when you export them. So you're going to have the sequence, which you have exported from DaVinci, which is sequence 1, and this is the XML document that you want for it to be imported onto Premiere. And below that, you're going to have exported all the individual clips that were on that file. Now remember at the start that I told you to keep the clips short and make sure that they're edited down to the length that you want them, because these are all going to be exported separately. Sorry. After, when you have finished all your project, you can delete them. It will cause a media loss. Like, you're not going to be able to edit it again, but it will save space. Otherwise, if you have plenty of space, then keep them there, but you might not even need them when the whole project is finished. Anyway, you see here, this is where all my clips are. This is where I put my clips. This is how my my interface is set. You want to double click on the empty space. You go look for the XML files on the folder that you saved it. So as you can see, it's here. Just click on the XML document. You don't need to highlight all of the individual clips for it to import, because it will import all the individual clips by itself. So just press on the sequence thing, press open. I'm gonna press cancel because I've already done it and I don't want added clips. It will just cause problems. Yeah, just press open and it's gonna come up. I saved it on DaVinci. So these are all the clips. It will appear like that. So all the clips will come on the bottom, and this is the thing that you're interested in. This is the sequence. So the whole sequence that you've exported from DaVinci will pop up here as an individual sequence. So it's easy because you can double click it and it will open it up. As you can see on your timeline, you'll have all the color graded clips, and they will be perfectly matched to the ones that you exported with absolutely no quality loss, still in 4K. And then what I do is I highlight them all and I drag them over to the original sequence over the audio files and everything. This is the finished version, obviously. And then you can apply all the changes that you want, and boom, you're done. This is as easy as it gets. So let me just run over quickly. So you export them from Premiere Pro on an XML file, you import it as an XML file on DaVinci, you do all the color grading. So import it as a timeline on DaVinci, you do all the color grading, you export it as a Premiere Pro XML, import it back into Premiere, and it will come up as a sequence. You double click on the sequence and you have all the color graded clips on here as they're meant to be, with absolutely no quality loss. So thank you very much for sticking through, people. If at any point in this process you were confused, as I said down below, I'm going to put each step in the shortest way possible so you can go over it with the timings. If not, look back at the video. As I said, it's simple. I'll run through it fast so that I don't take up much of your time, because I know people don't have a long attention span. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know. And keep creating. Don't let anything take you down, and I'll see you next time. Peace.